Making it happen, and we so passionate. Right. With dental training, growing your dental practices every single day. Gotta keep rising, be a better version of you. We call it Kaizen. Yeah, practice biopsy. Going up, no stopping. Yeah, practice biopsy. Let's go.
Hey guys, D'Angelo here with Practice Biopsy, business and self-improvement support for dentists. And today we're going to be talking about finding a diamond in the rough dental practice location. Okay, so I'm really big on, and you guys know this, fighting for keeping the solo private practice, dental practice alive in the world of big group practices and DSOs, corporate dentistry, really kind of diminishing the numbers of solo practitioners that are able to succeed. And you guys know me, I started my dental practice when I was still in dental school, and started seeing patients after I actually had my dental license. But going from there, just like many of us straight out of dental school, I didn't have any money. I had student loan debt. Me, myself, personally, I never had a family member who was a dentist. I knew I wanted to own my real estate for my startup practice. But again, student loan debt and not a lot of money. So what could I do? I had to get a little bit creative, okay? Because buying traditional real estate the traditional way was not in my budget. Maybe for you it is. That's fantastic. It'll make things way easier for you than it was for me. Average costs for the type of location that I wanted were hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes over $1 million, and it was just not something that I could make work with the traditional approach, okay? So, from my project, which you guys have learned about before, where I studied dental practices, where I was in dental school, I knew I wanted to own a property that was located at a four-way intersection, because I knew that the most successful dental practices that I evaluated, all for some reason or other, happened to be located at four-way intersections. Now, I may have had not the biggest, nationwide sample size of that, but of the sample size I had, all the top ones, this was one. There are others, but this was one of the common denominators. They were standalone buildings at four-way intersections, okay? And I also learned that the best deals and the deals that are going to work out for you are not always listed. So if you're going through a broker, if you're going through online listings, you may not find the best deals because sometimes they're already gone. And sometimes people don't know they're great deals. You have to find that diamond in the rough. You have to find that location, that potential, that building, that facility that people aren't putting offers in necessarily because they don't see the value. But the value might still be there if you look a little deeper and you're willing to get a little bit creative, okay? So how could I do this? How could I get a property as a dental student, or straight out of dental school, not having any money, not having a cosigner as a parent, not having a trust fund, not having really anything at all other than a little bit of student loan money in my bank account, all right? How do we do that? So any city, any location, any town is going to have some places like this that are really basically dilapidated locations, okay? So this photo here is a building that $4,500, and it's actually currently listed right now somewhere near me, and the year is 2024, okay? And this building is $4,500. And this building, though it's not mine, actually looks almost exactly how my location looked at the time I bought it. Right down to the front porch and the second story and looking like a house and being like near a neighborhood. This looked almost exactly like my space, right down to the broken windows and the square footage, okay? So my practice is right around 1,200 square feet, just like this one here is, okay? And not really anybody saw potential in a space like this. But not only did I see the potential, I knew this was really all that was in my budget, and I believed that with my acumen and what I knew about dentistry and how to make a dental practice work, I could take a place like this and I could really turn it into a great asset, okay? So my actual property, and again, that photo wasn't mine, but it looked a lot like mine. My property was previously sold to the previous owner for $25,000. And I bought it in 2017. So why was it so cheap? There was an asbestos problem all the windows were broken out. The substructure was failing. There were electrical problems. The plumbing was gone. The walls were falling apart. It was abandoned for years, and it was about to be condemned by the city, much like that $4,500 building that I just showed you. But I felt like I could make that work, okay? And I negotiated a really unique deal with the seller that allowed me to make this happen, even though I was so fresh out of school. This is a real photo of my practice when I first walked in there, okay? So this is what it looked like, all right? This is what was going on. There's not even any walls up. It's just totally trashed. It was abandoned for years, which is why it was really cheap. And most dentists, most business owners, I mean, no one wanted this space, walked in and said, this place is absolute garbage, okay? But I saw the potential, all right? And I saw the potential of what is now a practice that does easily over $1 million a year, doing bread and butter dentistry, and creates a great living for me and my family and my staff, and is a great asset to the community. So as a dental student, I saw this, and we pretty quickly turned it into this, okay? So this is what the whole practice looks like now. And we've got one of the nicest looking dental practices in town. And doing this remodel, believe it or not, was really cheap to do. Okay, because we didn't do the expensive bells and whistles. We didn't get our, design from Henry Schein or Benko or Patterson or some big expensive company. I just worked with a small town contractor. He was not dental specific, but I knew what went into building a dental office from the research that I had done, and now I've done it many times at many different locations for many different dentists. But in my own office, we turned that into that, and we did it really cheap. And years later, we're in here and everything's still looking like it's brand new, holding up well, and we're able to give great care to our patients, okay? Again, so this was not my building, but my building looked very much like this when I first found it. This is what my building looks like now. This is our dental practice, all right? This is another view of our dental practice, of what it looks like today. And you can see the similarities. And just want to wrap this up, quick video, by saying to keep solo private practice dentistry alive with DSOs, student debt, in the current economic landscape that's pretty tough, you have to think outside the box, see the hidden potential and opportunities like this, and ignore the naysayers. Talk with people who have done the things that you want to do, work with them, build your team of mentors, and get it done so that you can accomplish your goals too.